In the last episode, we did this, 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 and this. And now we're going to do this, 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 and this. In this episode on the XL125, I'm going to start cleaning up the frame on it. It's not desperate. There's a few little flaws in the paint, which I'm going to attack with like a Dremel wire brush and such like. As you can see, come around here as well, is doing the same. Up under there needs a bit more. But I'm not going to go mad on this. It doesn't need it overall. Just tidy up these bits, and then once I've got it to a reasonable level, get a scratch onto this so that the paint can take, and I'm actually just going to spray it. As I said, I'm not doing this as a full restoration. I want this as a reasonably good looking bike, but a daily runner. So I'm not going to put it in for powder coating and full respray. I'm just going to go over the bits that need doing and coat those. So let's get started on rubbing some of that down. Not going to video it all, that's going to bore you to death. So I'll capture shots of it as I go and some freeze frames and things like that. So keep watching as I start at the back end of this. I'll pop the rear wheel out and start working on the swing arm. Clean up down there. The grease has been oozing out either side and catching all the mud on the swing arm bearings. As I said before, I think someone has looked after this. There is a large amount of grease on that nipple, so someone has been here and put in stuff into it. I can't feel any play in that bottom bearing, in that swing arm bearing, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to see how we get on with it. More to do around there, as you can see. Clean all that up and spray it up and slowly work forwards. And when I get to the front end is when I strip the forks and check those out, new seals, clean up the top ends of the forks. The lower ends are fine, and then get the wheels refurbished. And then we're nearly at a point of putting things back on it, aside from rebuilding the engine, which I'm waiting for the parts for. Got most of the rear end cleaned of the loose areas where there was kind of visible signs of either scratches that have caused a little bit of rust or rust coming through. So the rear subframe, swing arm, and kind of in there in the suspension that was caked up with kind of a mixture of grease and mud. Still a little bit to get out in there. I'll do that in a minute. But yeah, so now it's also up on a little workbench, as you can see. I'm going to get the bars off and then start on the front end and take out the head bearings and grease those up. There's nothing wrong with them. There's no notchiness in there, no looseness even, but I'll get those apart and put some new grease in there. So should be during the course of the next hour and a half ready for giving it some paint. Bit of dry stuff falling out of there by the look of it. Now what have we got? Loose bearings or cased? Loose bearings by the look of it. Okay, so let's put something underneath to catch that. Do that up for a sec while I get something to catch the bearings. And what I also want to do is count up what I've got in the top and bottom. Yeah, very old grease in there. So get you over the top of it. This is what we got. The dislodgers have undone it, but there's pretty much no grease because it's dried out so much. So top 1, 2, 3. 21 in the top. And 21 in the bottom. Yeah, there's no real pitting in that one, so it's not notchy. There's a couple of little marks just in here. Obviously, we've got wear in the area where the bearings sit. The bearings all look okay as well, so I'm going to put that back in. I'm not going to buy new races. I'll just clean that up, put it back. Let's get the top one cleaned out and have a look at what that's like. Okay, so it's actually the very top race that you want to look at for any damage, because the pressure is upwards, obviously. So that race won't suffer as much, the one in the top of there. But that's okay as well. I mean, I've seen worse. But no notchiness, there's no impact dents in it. So we'll clean that up properly and put that back. As you can see, there has been a repair done on here. It looks pretty solid. This is on the steering stops. That's been welded back in. But yeah, that does look pretty solid. So I'm not going to do anything with that. We'll just get the rust cut off of that and get that painted up. Okay, first part sprayed up. Let's work through all the individual bits first before I get to doing the main frame. Okay, first part sprayed up. Let's work through all the individual bits first before I get to doing the main frame. Right, so done a bit more on it. Pretty much everything roughed up now. And ready for a first coat. So as I said, I've pretty much got rid of all of the loose paint and prepped the surface ready for the paint that I'm going to use. And all I'm going to use is just a Hammerite direct to metal. I did an XL350 frame with this, and it came out pretty good actually. Good enough for, you know, I'm not doing a top-notch restoration, but yeah, let's kind of start on all the nooks and crannies, work into the corners first, and then yeah, we'll start working on the larger sections. Right, there we have it. Most of the black work is now done. So usual way, I was using Hammerite there, but you give it one light coat, you let that go tacky, and then you go over it with the next coat. It will stick to the tackiness. So there you have it, finished-ish. I'm going to flip it over again. I've already turned it once, but we'll flip it over and just check that I've got good coverage. And that was pretty much a can and a half of this Hammerite metal paint. And I've also done the yokes, the brake stay, and also the chain guard. There's a chain guard that hangs just in here, so that's done as well. So I'm going to let that dry off now. It's a cold day, so this probably won't be dry. Well, I'll probably touch dry tomorrow, something like that, properly, before I can start putting any bits back onto it. But as I say, I've got to check it over one more time, flip it over and just see if there's anything I need to do underneath. Top set of head bearings is put back in, packed with grease, put the top race in, and I've got the bottom set loaded. There we go. Greased, and also greased the cup underneath. Can't bend down at the moment to show you that. I'll probably drop something. But now we'll just slot that in and get it done up and bed it in. When you put a set of races back together like this, don't just do it up where you think it is at the point of the first bite. What you've got to do is actually wear it in, because there's a couple of thou of grease in between the bearings and the race. Now, there'll always be grease in there, but you've kind of got more in there on the first assembly. So you need to just run it like side to side quite a few times, tighten it up a little bit more, and then run it again to get the bearings bedded. Otherwise, you'll find you'll go riding off down the road and you'll feel a clonk, clonk, clonk because it's bedded in suddenly and squeezed all the grease out. So just give it a little bit of a run, just to get the grease squeezed out from between the bearing and the race, or at least the maximum amount of grease. And then you'll be ready just to tighten up the top piece, pull it up tight, and off you go. Okay, there we go. Triple trees back in. So I'm going to take a look at the forks next, get those cleaned up, work out whether I'm going to do the seals or not. They don't need it right now. As I said before, they look like they've been done before, judging by the rubbers that are on top. But we'll have a look at those next. So what I've got to do with the forks, as you can see, there is a lot of mud and crud on them. They need a damn good polish. And I'm going to prise this top off. Can't do it with one hand, and just see if we've got any signs of leaks and things like that in there. There's a ton of grease in there, but it does look a little bit manky for it. So I'm going to order a set of fork seals for it, I think, and replace those, because that does look old in there. They're not leaking at the moment, but they've probably got no oil in them. But I'm going to clean them up and put them back in the bike for the moment, so I can at least get it back on two wheels, and I can come back and do the fork seals a little bit later. So what I'm doing to clean these forks up is a wet and dry sanding block. There we go, like this, first of all, and then follow that up with some wet and dry paper. So I've done one already, which has got me to this point, which now just needs a buff on the wheel. So it's got most of the muck off and the kind of corrosion side of things. So now it just needs a buff on the wheel and then a coat of lacquer to keep that afterwards. So one done already. Going to get on with the next one. Okay, forks are back in for now. Next jobs, I think, work on the engine and clean up the wheels. Right, so you see lots of stuff online about cleaning up chrome and wheels and all sorts, which is the wire wool and WD-40 trick, and you kind of think, well, is it bullshit or not? So we're going to give it a go. Have a look at this rim. You can see there is quite a bit of kind of just like, you can see on there, the state of that. Rust showing through. So we'll give it a go with some wire wool and WD-40. and see if it's actually true. Well, what do you know? This might actually work. It's kind of superficial, obviously, but as you can see there, that's cleaned off quite a bit. What it's actually doing is kind of knocking off the heads of the rust that's showing through the chrome. That isn't going to stop any more of it coming back. So once you've done this, you can either just keep coating it with WD-40 just to keep it oiled so that the rust doesn't start coming back through again, or clean off the WD-40 and lacquer it, which might be an option I'll go for. I'm not sure. I'll think about that, but I'm going to do the whole thing and I'll come back to you once I've got the whole thing cleaned up. There we go. Somewhat better. Not perfect, but certainly good enough for what I'm trying to achieve. Right, rear wheel is done. I'm just waiting for some new bearings to arrive. I will slot it back into the bike and fit those later. Right, next up, the front wheel. Not as bad as the rear, same as before, WD-40 and a bit of wire wool. A lot better. So I'll just get the hub all cleaned up now. And the front bearings are okay, I don't need to change those. There we go, front wheel is done. We'll get that slotted back in. Back to nearly a rolling chassis. Got to get the bars back in it. But that's it. Stripped, painted, wheels cleaned, shocks back on. And I'll just do a refurb of the bars. And then I'll get started on the engine. So far we've gone from this grotty looking field bike to this. Still got the engine to work on. The Chinese parts have arrived, so I've unpacked those. I'll do a video of comparisons and we'll start rebuilding the engine with what's arrived. Stay tuned, subscribe, and keep an eye out for what's coming.